Okay, my name's Marcus, and today I'm going to show you our new little tool, GEOlayers, which is like, a mapping tool for After Effects. I created it with a friend of mine, and we were actually annoyed about any workflow and how to do satellite maps and all that stuff in After Effects. So as you can see, I got a empty project right here. And what we need, of course, is a composition. So I'm going to create it. And once I got that selected, I got this tiny little button here, which is Create Layer. On that drop down, I can choose one of 8 GeoLayers that you can create per project. But I'm good with the first one, and I click Create Layer. This dialog let you adapt some of the properties of the map comp that is going to be created. Normally, it just takes the properties of the comp you wanted to put it in, but you can change it right here. Okay, so that's good for me. I click OK. When we have a look at the layers that has been created, there's a logo. So that's the Bing logo. I see it right here. And there is service provider text layer. So that's for attribution of the service providers of the tiles. So I'm gonna put it right here. I'm just doing that. Not pretty exact, but that's good for me. And of course, the third one is a composition, which is called GEOlayers comp 1. All right, what can we do with that comp now? Since you created one of these layers, you got the first tab, the map controls right here. So what can you do with it? You can scroll the map. Pretty sweet. You can zoom the map. Okay, I can zoom the map. How far can we go? Now, GeoLayers is connected to tile servers out there, so you can zoom how far you want. It's pretty much the whole world in one layer. Now, let's say we want to have an animation on our map. You might have seen that button. Looks like a keyframe. That's because it is a keyframe. So I click that button, and a keyframe is going to be added. This layer right here. So when I reveal keyframe properties, you see there's a lat long zoom 3D point on it, and actually this property controls the view of the map. When I adapt it right here, another keyframe is going to be created. So there's an animation on it. Pretty sweet. We can zoom out a bit on here. Yeah, let's say we want to see Europe. There you go. But let's say we want to zoom to a specific point. I guess London would be pretty great, right? So you go to my keyframe right here, and there's another tab, search. Pretty sweet. London, hit return. And this actually is connected to an online search engine, in this case the Bing search engine. And you can double click the result, and there we go. That's London. We got a sweet zoom from London all the way out to Europe.
With this search, you could, of course, look for every address in your neighborhood.
But you see, on the edges and stuff, there's not a pretty sweet resolution of the map. See that right here? That looks pretty awkward. This is because our map is not finalized now. So to finalize a map, there's this little part of the panel. You can choose a quality, for pretty much everything, 70% is pretty okay. It's pretty good. And once you select your quality, you hit this little button. And what it actually does, it is analyzing your comp, so analyzing the animation, and then find out for you which kind of tiles you need to download and stuff. And right now it's actually downloading tiles from the Bing Map server, placing them in this composition and doing some zoom level blending. And there we go. The map is finalized, and we can click OK. There we go. Now our zoom is pretty much in a high resolution and yeah, super smooth. So I'm gonna look at a RAM preview. Pretty sweet. Zoom levels are blending over. There we go. Another thing you might notice is that there's something written into the service provider text layer. And you need to keep that attribution when you want to use all the services free of charge. Okay, what else can we do with that map? There's another button, this change server profile. And if you click it, this little window pops up, and what we can do here is select different server profiles. So let's say I want to MapQuest satellite pictures. I hit apply, and there we go. This is just like a different provider, MapQuest, and yeah, you can use it also. But we don't want to do that now, so I take Bing Aerial again, and we get some checkboxes right here. The first one is use 3D navigation point. This is like that property, which is a 3D point. So you can, if you uncheck it, you have a 2D point for lat and long, and a slider for the zoom. But yeah, my favorite way is to have it all in one property, and I'm going to leave it like this. And the second one is use motion tile effect to extend tile borders. Sometimes you have like small gaps between the tiles that are visible, and yeah, when you have stuff like that, you can use motion tile to extend every tile by 1 pixel to fill the gaps in between. But right here we won't see them, so I'll leave it as it is. And there we go, we're on Bing Maps. We can finalize it, and it's GEOlayers is like caching the tiles a bit, and that means that you don't need to always re-download them. So it has like a dynamic cache of tiles. There we go, finalize map again. Right in the middle here, that's the MapQuest logo that has just been created when I changed the server profile, so we don't need it anymore. I'm gonna delete it. Yeah, the third button, delete tile layer. Well, pretty self-explanatory. So if you click it, boom, tile layer is gone, and also the footage. So all the tiles are removed from the project. So yeah, there's like even more. You might have seen this link view to drop down, and you can read up to 8 items in that list. So you can not just create one layer, so you can create another one. There's server profile Bing roads pre-assigned, and I can create that second layer. So again, there we go. I sorted it kind of here, and it also created me a service provider text, but I hide it. Yeah, what you can now do, you can link this comp to our first one. Once you did that, you get like the same view than our first map comp. So let's say for London, like if I hide it, let's say for London, we want to use the roadmap style of Bing. So for doing that, I will take the first 2 seconds like this, and then I'm gonna pretty much blend it out. So we got the roadmap blending out and the zoom. Now the first layer looks pretty awkward, right? Because there's just some standard tiles loaded and not the right ones for the current view. So we could like select our second layer and finalize it. There we go, downloading tiles. There we go. This is our first map. Because you may have like a lot of linked layers and stuff, and you want to like finalize them all together. There's like some optional stuff on the finalize button, so you can actually hold command or control to finalize all the mapcom layers in the project, or which is pretty cool, I think, you can hold alt and click that to finalize just the linked mapcom layers. So there's just layer 2 linked to my layer 1. So when I go to layer 1 and finalize that one, holding alt, all the mapcoms that is linked to layer 1 is going to be finalized.
You can do a lot of stuff with that feature. For example, you could create 2 layers, one satellite imagery, second one a height map, link them both together, and use them on Trapcode Mirror to create like 3-dimensional landscapes and stuff.
Okay, so first and second tab is pretty sweet. There's a third one, layers. This is actually for like additional layers that you can put into your project that will interact with your map. What I want to do, let me first remove this comp, don't need it. There we go. What I want to do, I want to like put a marker here. Let's say this is London. Size it a bit up. Well, no matter, the font is a bit awkward, but that's good. And what can I do with it? This is a marker layer. So if I have selected my London text layer, I'll click that button. This layer now reacts to our map, so it is always at the point of London. So when I go to my view right here, I can scroll the map and do that all kind of stuff. See that it switches to the preview mode again. So when you did that, you always need to finalize it again, downloading some tiles, all right, and give it a second. Well, there you go, finalized. So this is now snapped to London. Okay, what else can we do? We can have like overlays. So if I take my pen tool and do some pretty great shit on here, I can actually say, all right, you are an overlay layer. So by clicking this, I'm gonna put it underneath London. This is an overlay now. So it's snapped to this map. You can actually, well, make them 3D, for example, and I can rotate it how the fuck I want, and London sticks to the point, and also my overlay sticks to our map. So just play around with it. This offers some pretty great opportunities. You could, for example, use 3D markers. You could insert cloud layers. You could insert like the city lights. You could create a layer with element 3D, connect it to a null and snap that null to your map. All that kind of stuff. There's a third button, which is the geo overlay. Now first, if you don't select the layer and click one of these buttons, a null will get created instead. So you see this right here. And on every like marker layer, on every one of these layers, you then have some properties, which is lat long and scale with map. So this layer is snapped to the map by 2 geo points. So let's say one of the points should be London. So you go to London. On that one, we get also a lat long. So I take this property, copy it, and paste it right here. This is the first point of it, and the second point is like 0, 0. So if we like adapt it right here, this is my second lat long point. First point, second point, and by these 2 points it is positioned always in that way in the map. For those guys of you who know like geotiffs or stuff, you can use geotiffs and place them on the map in this way. But I don't need it, so I'm gonna remove it right now. This is GeoShapes. Okay, if I click it, this dialog gets opened. And the first time I do this, it will load some data. This tool, you can actually import GeoJSON files. So for those who don't know what it is, it's actually like vector data, so geographic vector data. In the standard file that comes with GeoLayers, there's a world divided by continents, and then every continent you get all the countries of the world. And like this, you can browse the features. So I could draw all of these features, but I want to actually draw like England. Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah, England would be good. So there's a search function. So if I type in England and hit return, I see that feature, England. So once I got it selected, you get the feature properties right here, which is like all the data that is in the GeoJSON. So if you don't really need to worry about it. But what you want to worry about is drawing options. You can either draw the features on individual layers or on like one layer if you have more than one feature selected. But right now I just got one, so don't need to worry about that. Then the second checkbox is reduce shape quality to current view. So if you have like a lot of shapes, this will really slow down your project. So if you check that, it's going to break down the quality of the shapes to according to the view that you got at the moment when you create it. So if you want to do that clean, you should go to the forest zoomed in point of your map and then click draw feature. So I'm on like the most zoomed in part of the map, and you can then say like create a fill. You can select a color. So yeah, take like something like that. It doesn't matter right now. You can say randomize colors. If you like draw the whole world, you can easily have a different color for every country. You can draw a stroke actually, and there's the same thing. Define a color. You can say same color as fill. So when you randomize colors, that will always on each feature have the same color as the fill. And you can define width of the stroke. And since you get like a whole range of like zooming, there's this checkbox, which means relative width for the current view. So when I check it, the 3 pixels are according to the view that is seen right here. So on this view, the stroke will have a width of 3 pixels. So that's cool. I hit draw feature and all blue. What the heck? But that's good because there we got my geo shape. This is England, and it, yeah, kind of fits in there. There we go. So probably so when I remove this and I say like United Kingdom, then you get all features that has the property sovereign with United Kingdom. So the search looks in all of those properties right here and gives you the result. So I can now select all of them, hit randomize color, don't need a stroke right there, and hit draw features. And there we go. Some more features are drawn right here. And there's also England inside here. So if you have a look in here, Scotland, Wales, a lot of New Jersey, and there we go. This is like England. Say don't need it in here. Can remove it. So that's actually the structure that the GeoShapes tool does. There, the plus and the minus is to just add files. So if I go here, where's my GeoJSONs? Right here. I can maybe load another GeoJSON, which is cities. And inside of cities, there's like a lot of features. And yeah, let's draw them quickly. There's 600 features. There we go. That's like all the major cities of the world in one of these GeoJSONs.
There's a lot of GeoJSON resources in the internet, so just Google it. There's local data. You can animate strokes and stuff. Just try things out. Possibilities are huge.
Now, have you ever like imported JSON, and all of those items were just called feature? That has a reason, because when you look at the feature properties, there is a property called Wikipedia, there's a property called city bounding box, and the type of the shape. So this is actually just a point. It could be a polygon. There's like seven geometry types on GeoJSON file format, but that really doesn't matter to you. What matters, you want to see which city that is. So therefore, to like have it compatible with every kind of GeoJSONs, you got that field right here. And what you want to do, you want to type in the property from which you want to call the features in the list. So probably city would be great. And if I type in city right here, and I reopen this one, there we go. Features are named by the city property.
What you always want to do is collect files once your project is done, because the tiles are all stored dynamically, because not every tile can be cached and stuff. So once your project is done, just collect the files. Okay, now I close the project, so there's like nothing in it. When you want to select one of those layers, it says GeoLayers COM1 is not existing in your project. And so since you got layers saved in the project, so I reopen that one. There you go, this is my London. And you reselect it, it's going to look into the project and it's going to find the layer and you can manipulate it. So let's say I can zoom out here a bit more. There we go.
You should never touch your GeoLayers folder in your project. So don't rename those comps. Don't delete anything that's in the items. Don't delete any of the tiles. This is done by GeoLayers. So that folder is managed by the tool.
That's the basics of GeoLayers. So download the trial, have a look at it. It's great fun.